Hello friends, this is our lecture number 16 on William Empson's 7 types of ambiguities. Now first and second one we have already covered, and now the third type, ambiguities of the third type, and here we have got mainly puns. Puns, you know, I suppose puns, equivocations, having two meanings, so to say. Fair is foul, foul is fair. Tomorrow you shall be a grave man. Tomorrow you shall be a grave man. So that is a pun. Grave here means serious, or you will be in the grave, you will be dead. So this is, it causes ambiguity, says William Empson. Understand? So it is two meanings have been fitted into one word. Two meanings have been fitted into one word. See, here is a famous example of Samson speaking about his Delilah. See that? He says, Delilah, that spacious monster, may accomplish the snare. Delilah, Delilah, that spacious monster, my accomplished snare. That's what he says about Delilah. Samson, the story of Samson and Delilah. So he says, that spacious monster may accomplish the snare. So in these words, what does he do? Samson expresses his hatred and his grievance against her. His hatred against her and his grievance against her. See that? Now, because here he is spacious. Spacious means it has got beautiful as well as deceitful. Spacious means beautiful and deceitful. Both meanings fit in this context. Both meanings should fit in the context also. That's the, because one derives from the other. Not just having two meanings will not do, but one should derive from the other. Should be two universes, so to say. They are relevant in the context. At the same time, the ideas are given in one word, and this is done by derivation. Understand? So, two apparently unconnected meanings. So, for example, in this case, it is beautiful and deceitful. Apparently, seemingly, you can see at first look, we will see that it is unconnected. But are given, these two meanings are given simultaneously, and also it has got reference to more than one or two universes of discourse. That's the two universes of discourse, simple language, two levels of meaning. That's it. So this is a verbal matter. It's a verbal subtlety, you can say. Verbal subtlety. It's a verbal, not action, but in words you find this. Understand? So that is Delilah, that spacious monster, beautiful and also deceitful, and accomplished means skilled. Skilled in the arts of blandishment and also successful in undoing her husband. Skilled in two ways. Accomplished means skill. And skilled in, she has got skills to undo her husband. At the same time, she is skilled in the arts of blandishment. Understand? So this is what is meant by puns, or you say that two apparently unconnected meanings you will find. But they are simultaneously given, and also they have got reference to more than two universes of discourse. This is called this is the example that is given by William Empson, or you can say this is the example by which we can explain what is the ambiguities of the third type. Now you have got more examples like this. For example, the point here is the sharpness of distinction between the two meanings. But there is a distinction between the two meanings, and that distinction is very sharp. One means skillful, then they are the successful. They are beautiful and deceitful. See, you can say almost. You can say they are. That both meanings are different. That's the thing. See that? Two pieces of information, two parts of the narrative. This is what you find in this third type. Focused in this way, you will find that Samson's hatred is there. He expresses his grievance and he expresses his sad situation and what we call how he has been fated to come into contact with and then love this Delilah who is his undoing, who has turned out to be his undoing. Understand? So two meanings have been fitted into one word, and that is also they are distinct. They refer to two universes of discourse, and also you find that there is a sharp distinction. Now you will find examples in this. The rest of the chapter that is dealing with the third type of ambiguity will be examples. Examples from Milton, examples from Marvel, examples from Dryden, then examples from allegory, that is Spencer and so on you find. See, that's what is, I told you, one of my lectures, exhaustively giving examples like this in a lecture like this, a series of lectures like this, it will take years. So I'm just giving you the sample, and you are invited most cordially to enter into the text of 7 Ambiguities by Empson. Okay, I hope that I have explained the concept very clearly. That is, two distinct meanings are given in one word, and as you can see in this Samson's grief, how he expresses his grief. In the literature you will find, there is lines about Elijah's ravens. You remember, no? Elijah was fed by ravens. Ravens used to bring bread and give to Elijah. And so he says, in Paradise Regained, Milton says, though ravenous, taught to abstain from what they brought. Though ravenous, taught to abstain from what they brought. From Paradise Regained. Ravenous has two meanings. One is that the qualities of a raven. See, though ravenous is taught to abstain from what the other is self-control. These ravens, they have got self-control. Means they will not take what they brought. Normally they should be, yes. Though ravenous, taught to abstain from what they brought. Now there not a single word, but the whole line you see. You have to go through the whole line to see the meaning or the two meanings or two simultaneous reference to two universes of discourse. One is that they are ravens. They have got the qualities of ravens, greed and so on. Second one is that they have got self-control. They do not eat what they brought. In that sense, you can see. Well, a third example that Empson gives is from Marvel's Upon Appleton House. Probably you might have read that Upon Appleton House. See, the delightful lines about the 20 mowers, about the mowers. He says, and now when the work is done, and now this is from Upon Appleton House by Marvel. And now when the work is done, what happens there? And now the careless victors play. And now the careless victors play. victors. It's an important point here. This is where you find the pun or the two meanings. Now the careless victors play, dancing the triumphs of the hay. Dancing the triumphs of the hay. The hay. So that's it. Upon Appleton House will marvel. Now, the two meanings that you find is, one is the ornamental comparison with an army, victors. So the Maoists are like an army, that they are victors, so to say. There is a comparison there. And second is the anthropological forces. Anthropological, from which the comparison draws. The strength makes and delighted with the way the dance and the crop are connected by derivation. So one is that ornamental comparison with the army, victors, you can see now. And now when the work is done, now when the work is done, and now the careless victors play. Work is done here means, if it is with the comparison, ornamental comparison with the army, that is work is done means the battle is over. The battle is over and the army, they are playing or they are dancing, so to say. Now, another meaning is that, and now when the work is done, that is moving, and now the careless victors play, dancing the triumphs of the hay. Dancing the triumphs of the hay, that means, according to the interpretation given by Ambiguity.Empson, this is the anthropological force from which the comparison draws. The comparison here draws force and strength from anthropology. Its strength makes delighted, we can say, makes one delighted with the way the dance and the crop are connected by derivation. That's it. So one, it is the victors, the army. The other, that primitive way of dancing after harvesting. After harvesting, or some work is done, or farm work is done. That is the two different meanings that you find. Then another example that you will get is from Dryden. There are many such examples, as I told you. You will agree that it is not possible to give all the examples. So Dryden. Death of Amintas. Dryden's. Death of Amintas. Amintas. Death of Amintas. So there he says, but soon he found. But soon he found. But soon he found. Now here it is about pitched. The meaning of pitched. The welkin pitched with sullen clouds around. The welkin pitched with sullen clouds around. The welkin pitched with sullen clouds around. What happened? An eastern wind and the dew upon the ground. An eastern wind and dew upon the ground. Dew upon the ground. So here it is pitched. Here you get that two meanings. One meaning of pitch means blackened. See? The black pitch dark vision. We say that the phrase pitch dark. It is pitch dark vision. So blackened. As with pitch by the thunder clouds. One meaning is blackened, but the other one, that is pitched like a tent. That is, you erect a tent. To pitch a tent means to erect a tent. The other is pitch means make black. So if you say like this, but soon he found the welkin pitched with the sullen clouds around. One is made black, and the eastern wind and dew upon the ground. That is, one meaning is of pitched is make black. The other meaning is raise or erect a tent. The clouds, they stood like a tent. That's the meaning. So again, ambiguity. I hope that it is clear to you. Okay? And for today you have one more example, and that example is from, you can see, Johnson. Dr. Johnson says London, says from London, you will find that example. Dr. Johnson's example, and there it is about license. See, Johnson's example you find in, say, from London. This is quoted from London. Quotation is from London, and it is with warbling eunuchs. Says with warbling eunuchs. Then what is it? Fill a licensed stage. With warbling means singing. Eunuchs fill a licensed stage. See that? With warbling eunuchs fill a licensed stage, and fill and lull the servitude a thoughtless age, and lull the servitude a thoughtless age. A thoughtless age. So here license means the act of passing the licensing act. Passing the licensing act, thoughtless age. And the other meaning is they had all kinds of goings on there. One meaning is passing the licensing act. The other is without any control. They had all kinds of goings on. All kinds of goings on allowed. All kinds of, no restrictions. Kinds of goings on allowed. So these are examples for that type of this ambiguity. So you can see Delilah, that spacious monster, may accomplish the snare. Tomorrow you shall be grave man, the son. No? Fair is foul and foul is fair. So you have got that ambiguity there, isn't it? And then there is a dramatic ambiguity you can see in Portia's, that court scene in The Merchant of Venice. A pound of flesh. A pound of flesh. There is an ambiguity. It's a dramatic. Finally, this clears by saying that you can take a pound of flesh, but without dropping even a drop of blood. That is the thing. Without shedding even a drop of blood. So that the whole thing is, you can see ambiguous. The situation is ambiguous. The argument, so to speak. And then about sullen clouds pitched around. That is from Dryden. Marvel, it is Victor's dancing army, and Milton, it is ravenous. Though ravenous, they abstain from what they brought. So self-control, Raven and self-control. And Johnson says it is passing of the licensing act as well as, you can say, allowed whatever they want. Or you can see there is no restriction. No, as we said today, there is no censure. Nothing censure, anything they can do. So comparatively, the third type of ambiguity is very simple to understand, because you don't find many zigzag movements in this. Straightforward, certain examples are given with this. We have got 2 or 3 more examples with that. This part will come to an end, and we will pass on to the ambiguities of 4th type. Till then, see you again. Bye. See you again. Have a nice time.